Hey there and welcome to our kitchen. I'm Jenny, one of Festival's Mealtime Mentors. Today we are cooking up a baked summer skillet pasta. So this is a really simple one skillet meal and I absolutely love it. We have our whole wheat pasta already cooked, so I'm going to dive right into my favorite part of the dish, the vegetables. I have an oven-safe skillet here with a little bit of olive oil in it, and I'm going to add in our yellow squash. So there are two types of squash. I've got yellow squash and some green zucchini. And I'm going to actually cook them separately because we want to make sure that they have enough room to get kind of nice and golden. If you put too much in the pan at once, it will tend to steam instead of getting that pretty brown color. Right, this is looking pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and move these yellow squash onto this plate. Let me see if I can do this. The skillet's super heavy and I'm not very strong, so. Go. All right, now I'm going to get the rest of the zucchini in here. If your pan looks a little dry, you can add more olive oil at this point, but this pan is looking pretty good. All right, we have some chicken sausage. We're using a jalapeno flavored chicken sausage today, but you could use whatever flavor sausage you prefer. So we just have a package of that sliced up in the bowl, and I'm going to go ahead and cut up some bell pepper. I think the red gives it a really pretty color. Got green in here, some yellow, red. So I'll give this a nice chop. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we want them to be semi-uniform in size so that they cook at about the same rate. We're using half of a yellow onion today. So I cut off the end and then I cut it in half. And again, I'm just going to give it a rough chop. So I'll go once through this way and then cut it about the same size as I did the bell peppers. So the zucchini look great. They're nice and brown. I have them already on my plate, so the skillet is cleared. I'm going to go ahead and add in the chicken sausage and then the bell pepper and onion that we cut up. And then give that a quick stir. And we're just going to let this cook until the sausage is nice and brown and the onion is soft. So it'll take a few minutes. So I have a few cloves of garlic. And if you aren't a fan of cutting up garlic, it's one of my favorite things to do because I love the smell. We do sell pre-minced garlic in our produce section, so that's a really nice and easy shortcut. All right. And I'm also going to sprinkle the whole dish with a little bit of Italian seasoning. And then give that a stir so that it comes together. And it'll just take a minute for the garlic to get really fragrant. And once that is done, we are going to go ahead and add in our tomatoes. So we are using diced tomatoes, no added salt. We prefer to use the no added salt variety because then we can control the amount of sodium that's in the dish. We have 2 cans of this. Go ahead and get those added in and give it a stir. Bring everything together, and then you can go ahead and season it with salt and pepper to taste. And give it a healthy shake of pepper and just a little bit of salt because the chicken sausage does have quite a bit of sodium in it. I'll give this a stir to bring everything together. And now we're going to let the mixture simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes until everything kind of cooks down and the sauce is nice and thick. Okay, so this is bubbling and it looks nice and thick. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this filling. We just have some fresh basil. I'm going to give it a very rough chop. And we're just going to stir that into our pasta, or the sauce, I suppose. And to this pan, I'm also going to add all of our cooked yellow squash and zucchini. Get that nice and combined, and then we have to add in the pasta. I will pour in as much as I can. So this is a pretty big cast iron skillet. So again, it is great for the stovetop and then into the oven. So then the final touch is to add some cheese. Because who doesn't love cheesy pasta, right? We have some mozzarella cheese. It's just in a block, and I'm going to go ahead and slice it You could use shredded cheese if you'd like. We just have a block, and we're going to nestle in the slices of cheese into the pasta, so then it kind of melts throughout. And if you don't like mozzarella, or if you just have another cheese on hand, feel free to sub in whatever you like. This dish is super easy and super customizable. So we'll get all of this delicious cheese on top. And then our oven is preheated to 350. And we'll just pop this whole thing into the oven for about 15 minutes or until that cheese is nice and melted and bubbly. I actually already have one in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and grab that out. All right, so as you can see, it looks beautiful and golden and bubbly. And this skillet is a lot bigger than the cast iron skillet I was using today, so it definitely fit everything in there. And that's it. Just serve it warm. Enjoy. I hope you have some fun cooking up this baked summer skillet pasta. And for more recipes and resources from your mealtime mentors, visit bestfoods.com.